Hello there, I am Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with Gifty Auntie. Hello there, can you believe it? March has ended. How? Why? How has it been? It's been a Ghana month and Women's Month. So double the celebration, double the fun, double the education, double the everything. That is the end of March. And I say, Baraka di Salah to all my Muslim family, friends and loved ones. May Allah grant you that for which you fasted and prayed. May He continue to protect you. But welcome to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. And today we are wrapping up the Ghana month, the Women's Month, with a woman who is the first, who has become the first of many things. She has a doctorate in tree. Yes, I wonder what was said to her. I remember her at GBC. How we used to think she's worrying us by correcting us every time. Well, before I introduce her, let me say thank you to Amazing Grace Enterprise for my fabric. My outfit is by Fred Lace Fashion. Thank you so much. Makeup by the Global, hair by Avia Hair Collection. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then what else? Of course, my beads by Twinny Craft, and then the accessories, the earring, the rings by The Boy Fashion. Makeup product, Sigma by Maybelline. Thank you to all of you. But ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up the month of March, the Ghana month, the Women's Month, the Baraka di Salah, is the one and only Dr. Enima. Mini akwaba.
Yeah, nia.
Me who watch it.
Ochedi ampada Roma me ho ye, me wo ho.
Na oni ejuma.
Me da se. Ayo mo hye nso ka ho.
Oh, na me dey
na.
Me dey
to grow.
Me dey sell. Me dey sell.
Aho fe na.
Paton take you too. Paton trust me back. We'll be back today. We shall speak tree. We'll be back. Welcome back to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. And I say thank you to Kidsville, where every child's dream come true. They have special programs coming up this Easter, so you better watch out for them. And they say Baraka di Salah to all the Muslim community. Go there, shop, Monday, Tuesday, holidays. Go shop for your loved ones, and we are open on Sundays as well. So please, please, please go have fun. They're on the Spintex Road, adjacent the Noble House. So go there, have a wonderful time. And of course, Vena Mineral Water. Vena, we are always with you. I mean, the Muslim community, we are sharing love, changing lives, and it's pH levels balanced, low in sodium, all the minerals, and they've got their Bigo drinks, the biscuits, and what have you. They've got so many things lined up for you. So please, 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 please join them, even as you celebrate Baraka di Salah and as you prepare for Easter. Now to the studio, and my guest is Dr. Nana Enima Riafi Akenteng from the University of Media, Arts and Communication, and she is the one and only doctor. The one who has doctorate in tree. We've been friends and I've known her right from my day one at GBC. So we've known each other for over 28 years, almost 30 years and now. Doc, Akwaba.
Big sis. Yeah, nia.
And are you cool?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you cool?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you cool?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember at GBC, now Crawford feels some Crawford, I won't be.
Are you? When there, so me the chama me kai say achievement ni ba no 2017.
Right.
And na me kwa koye na ye interview me na station omo ka brofo.
Yeah.
Into no ba pe no see doc say we there PhD in tree there na as a brofo no nti e beka tree. Na me say what language you broadcasting? Or say hey, say what brofo. Say your donation e kra ko. Say no zika say hey, say what brofo. Yes, ya ni mienu nyina.
Yes, ya ni mienu nyina.
Me kai GBC, se ne oba no waka brofo no dane no na eje be ka twi na me kwa me se ye nyine ye ho brofo no. We san se hia ni mienu nyina.
Na uza.
Nti mun kran hye ka ho. Yes, ya ni mienu nyina.
Yes, I say. But what made you decide to do a doctorate in tree?
I would say interest, passion, because from childhood I've always had this interest in teaching. And then becoming a presenter like you, maybe taking inspiration from you, as I say. So, and Nana Ohemi Nkweti, I don't know whether you
Yes, I remember Nana Ohemi. Yes.
Yes. He used to be a presenter on GTV.
Yes,
and he was the chief of Akwetia. So part of the inspiration was taken from there. But I always say that in this career, the language I want to use is my mother tongue. That is the Twi. So growing up, I attended St. Rose's Secondary School.
Right.
I was offered literature French, but I opted to do Twi in addition. From there, I moved on to University of Ghana. I was offered another course, but because of my interest in my mother tongue, Ghanaian language, I chose to do linguistics in addition to theater arts.
Right.
Yeah. So linguistics, I concentrated on Ghanaian language Twi. Yes, that's what I did. And then I also had the opportunity to go to Radio Universe, where I was one of the producers for Efisem, Professor Jekum.
Yes.
The newspaper review, that is, let me say now, which is, almost everywhere, with almost every station. That is where we started from. Professor Jekum started it, he initiated it, and I was a producer of Efisem and Yasantua program. And we were broadcasting that all those programs in the Ghanaian language in Twi. Yes. So,
but Doc, why this fascination or passion for Twi, your local language? Why?
I think it is innate. Let me say, my grandfather, Ochiame Kwejodonko, was the first Ochiame of Akwetia. And then my father was also Akwetia Nkobiahene, the first Ochiame. So sometimes when I go to the Chief Palace and they are having discussion, arbitration, and they are speaking the language, especially the palace discourse, where they'll be using the proverbs, the idioms, the euphemism, the indirection, I was like, hey, so that is where it started. And I was like, okay, then I'll also take it on. And then in my career, this is what I want to use. One other aspect that interested me was, Udi bibia eka ukrum kasa uye juma uye bibi o Friday. I had interest in teaching, as I told you, and I realized and experienced that when you are teaching also in children in their mother tongue, they tend to appreciate and understand it, and we don't get to have the matias do you understand? They will say yes.
But they don't.
Matias here, then they will say, there be So I grew up to appreciate the fact that, o Friday and now uchu biade. Na so tebrofuna na so on tebrofuna na odi ni krum kasa ka. Nipano neni so asamne tone kumem. And then Nelson Mandela kura kasa same way say, if you want to speak to somebody's heart, you speak in the mother tongue. And I'll add that to the mind. Okay, you speak in the mother tongue. That is why sometimes ye need ye kabro for krana won't say yes ye de koye krum kasem. Ye real hon so ye kan asem na ye de koye krum kasem. Meantime ti so bi beka so aso dae no nyankopon krana na kasa. Obeka se na nyankopon na kasa obrofo. One ne ka woni krum kasem. Inti no ye krum kasa ne de hu se ye de ye niam bebre ni ye gitum, then we tend to value, appreciate, to use it. There are a lot in it that we can benefit. Not only personal understanding, but I think economically. Yeah, it can also contribute to the development.
Because I asked because I can imagine when you started doing what people said. Because we look down upon our mother tongue.
Yes.
we look down upon our own local languages. Oh, you're a local girl. Oh, wait there. And you, from primary school to secondary to tertiary, you were always opting for Ghanaian language.
Ghanaian language, yeah. You know, I've a couple of times people say, especially, you know, after class and you are in the dormitory or home and you are practicing it, your practice makes you perfect. Right. So, you know, whatever you have learned, you go back home, you want to practice it, you want to speak it, you know. Then people will say, inti a form ni me kra ni de na ba be ka ye hu say.
And you don't speak just any tree.
Your country emu dangasa. Wow. And then I think university, I mean, a couple of times, you know, someone say, hey, until Rabba fair about investing to where you busy as a tree now, you know. So, but all the same, it's just like I've been saying, it's passion. You know, you really wanted to learn that, though you had aspiration to do other things with it, you know, but I was so much interested in doing whatever I do using my mother tongue. Yes, for personally and for times that, you know, you'll be going out to do presentation, you'll be teaching, you'll be having programs and all of that. Yeah, I've always thought that, let me use this proliferation of the radio stations.
Right.
You see how it's helping with democracy, where people can speak the language that they can understand, the language that they can be fluent in to express their thoughts, their views, and all that. It is helping with democracy to some extent. So I've always believed that when you allow people to use language, I mean, that you stop that barrier where people can speak a language that they can understand, they are fluent in, they can use it even to transact business, to have discussions. It helps a lot. You know, so that has been the motivation.
But talking about proliferation of radio stations and then the local languages, and especially when it comes to tree, do you get worried about sometimes, you know, the way I'm presenting news and and you know, it doesn't sometimes it sounded like a cross assembly.
Hono de ya na drink kakra. Eno na Prof Ejekum will say enkrodo chirede just asem no ne ehu hia ne ye de keka ho ne ne ekọ ne ne eba. I think it's worrying sometimes, you know, when you're a language expert and you know how sensitive, delicate sometimes, if language is not handled well, how it can really affect information and the listeners, you know, and the whole process. Because news is news. You are presenting an information, you are sending message, you are communicating something that needs reaction, that needs response. So if you embellish it, it kind of distorts the message. Yeah. In our culture, you say, yeah, the betra samutia. A bed ma some near day, a year ham, a year nika. Nelso news can send it here. Even if you want to use a proverb to emphasize an issue, just it should be short. Now, a see assembly sudia, you know, you don't have to use long proverb. You don't have to use, you know, irrelevant, unnecessary words that will make the information hard to process. By the time you are done, the person is thinking about understanding the proverb or what you said rather than, you know, getting the message or the information. And if it needs one that needs response or reaction, you have lost it. Yeah, so it's kind of bad. But I think, you know, this started where there was not much training. Nipa na no ate, unimubebu, utimi kasa ne afano. But nka if you say ye fano ne amane ntete ya, anka ebeboa. Edu baby na etraso. Se kwa de edu baby kwa na bi nsem ni bi ho atem didie.
Yes.
Eto de bi no bi ka anaso bi ya asem bi anya. Sebi odin semfun na okan kwasi asem a ye wo kwan a ye ka che nipa nsani a wo ye ne sebi odin semfun ye kasa no ye fra ho ntoma. Se nipa ne ye pani kra na wo kan le kasa ko afra ho ntoma. Sense won so bedi atem esanse wo na wo kan news no wo ye bambofo, you are a gatekeeper. Onye obi a obehye takra ojam na asem a nipa ne kan ye no mom na aba betim wo na wo ba be fa ho adi ate honorable na asem na asum asika na honorable wote na wo so wadwen ne sen honorable ni ti asem anipa kan ti unkeka bi nkyere no you know wo na ese wo ye bamboni gatekeeper no ase wo set agenda wo ye takra shejim agenda setter bisa nti nka ese ye tetiom na ye kyere wo mo wo hu nti obi ka asem bi na enye kra ye wo kasakwa bi anasa abebu kwan bi so anasa okra na utimi kyerɛ se wasɛm kan sɛ sɛ oka ne sei nanso na yɛnhwɛ edu ba be me yɛse ebenya be politics of insult yes nanso ɛnso sɛ ba ne saa da bia meka nsi amtem didie anasa asɛm ba akopɛ na ɛde ntɔkwa ɛbɔ ɔman bi kill them like cockroaches munkom sɛ ntafrɛ nti edu ba bi a yɛn yankasa kasebɔfo akyeamefo na ɛsɛ yɛhwɛ ya no kasa yi yɛanhwɛ ya da ba ko bia no sɛm ɛbɛbɔ man nti no ehia sɛ ya na ntete ɛbɛba ne yɛhwɛ ya no kasa yi pa egu wankasa anim ase egu abusua anim ase ebetimi abɔ man nti ɛhɔ de ya na ɛtɔ da bia na ɛha yɛ ne ɛwura ho
but I am no. You are starting with your friends, the Department of Languages, the local, the Ghanaian languages one.
Yes.
Is it okay, Krapa, your friend, the local languages?
Indigenous language.
Indigenous language.
Your mother tongue.
So when you use that, it's words do matter. So like a local languages now. A manu, you know, connotation.
Yes, a manu.
Indigenous Ghanaian language.
Yes,
okay.
Indigenous language.
Indigenous language.
Yes.
Indigenous
that
language.
That is Yankasa. Indigenous. No. Yankasa. Kasa. Yes, our mother tongue.
Yes. So words do matter.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Are you worried about the way you're losing your identity as a people?
Papa.
Yeah, kasa no
era. Because just like I said, previously we were not appreciating and valuing our own, what we have, you know, our food, our clothing, the African fabrics, you know, our even things around us. Because onyankopon wanyem fomso se obo ye ndiye ku ho. Onim se baby aye wono niama na obo ye ndiye begum. Eno na beboa yen. Ye nuane kra no, eno ne edi a bema ya hoden beboa yen. Ne yaye ne kama ne edi bi nso akwa ama no ne akwa akoton ne enyamu sika. Yentade hwewatade efatao na naire oba ahema eyi ba kama you are just ahofe na babro so kama
medase wadawoba
enya asem ketwa we di amama kai GBC ai obawie me ba na me hwe ahofe ne se ne ete wo na chese ehwe na
guys said that first day that you can't me hand you over to and now say me come be o tree mu say me can say answer me ban my man no get them because me na me ni ma go because so na akire be
so why had you what do idea ya me fe brofo no utimi kan we se kama e ba twi no so a eno so ya ade
me bo made kaka
umia wenu ni abeka bi atoso
ya wa be fufa be kwa ahifie be ka bi a efede na afra komodo si awu bra na de bibia kasabe bibia be kasabe ka bibia o si asempa wo si sebe asembode wo si sebe
sa se wenyo nkwa no paper wo
this awo
radio TV so ye kapa sebe we de nkyeremu ketua bi a sebe e kire se asem na eba no esebie asem na ni yenyan airtime nti ebie eye hana mitimi ka sebe ya ne toilet nti bibi asem na eba na ni yenyan airtime nti sebe kire se ese ebie nti no mesremo me to sebe na asem na me kan anto wanum anase amawa amoto areho nti sa na sebe ne nti sebe ye kan wo asem a jese asem na ebefiri wa no aba kire no airtime enyan nti na mesre meka na de efe de mentimi nka se sebe na naire oho aye fedodo de bi eno de na bi obi beka sa na adwen ye ne se ebia me beka che na naire se ne ho ofema hwe ya ebetimi aye den atimi dedua okay ntinti na ho na adwen be ye ne sa na so ende we de mesre meka
yanka sebe
oho aye fe
okay
ntinti sebe de ade etan ebia o me koja me nan aba nti no we de mood de nso sebe yani akamenti ese mekoba na time aha anase ya no pay de sebe akwanhia bi asi ewo kan se ka kwan so no ano odin aha nti eno de na chese memma menkai mo yawo nti eno kwa bi o ese wo kase bi amesre meka anase we de eni enyan na so edika
right see I think so with your doctorate is giving a lot of people hope to know that I keep saying my latest book, The Princess in Jazz. It's about me bano no si ope ubano or si ope a crown pink. And I said it was impossible. But in the long run, obi a brand no kramaya just a yakala no ya pink I demand. It for me, it opened my mind to the fact that this generation, we should not be telling our young ones that something is impossible.
Yes.
Because a few years ago, who would have thought that who got a doctorate to a trim? I mean, how? But now you've done it and you're using it in so many ways. Yes. And you become the pride of the nation, the pride of women. The first time I buy paper, so I know her from GPC, meaning no first time I down. I'm a foul phone and I mean number. But how important is it for us to really go back to our roots, to take our language seriously? It doesn't have to be tree, it doesn't have to be gam, but baby the indigenous, our indigenous languages seriously.
Yes, I think it should start from our homes. And don't tell your friend a mother tongue, starting from the homes. Especially the parent should start speaking with their children. I always say that, in the language, we find our culture, our identity, we learn about things around us. Inti akorane kakasan, and even our etiquette. Yes, akorane kakasana, one penny kasa assembly or ha all kano. Ne ya chene se debi or ye penny men kanesa. Inti onyi na o suya kasa no bra ye kasa. Baby amijina me kasa penny na menene kasa into where se meka we ense se meka se odin se bi odin se mfon kwa na ye ka che ne kwa ye wo kwan a ye fa so a ye de kasa eno na bofra ni sua sa nyina no you are inculcating in the child your etiquette, your culture, the speaking skills, communication skills. It is very important. How you relate to your colleagues, right. Interviews, how you talk, how you speak, even your mannerism. Right. In linguistics, we learn about the kinestics, the prosodic, the prosody. And no ye unisu onye penny krakasa na ani obi kasa nisu o de kasa chire. Yes, ya we nyina wotwi no mo.
Wow.
And kinestics, kasa kra se ne abeye wo ho. Abofra no ogina ne papa anim na o gibibi a. Ko sugar so sisi. There be ko interview na o kasa there be nti nka ye ne omo ka ne chechom we nyina ene na mafo no da ya hwe bi kasa hwe bi ne ye
me babeka said now no people feel say with the evolution of time and generational whatever AI and those things don't matter.
They do.
They don't matter. You should be able to sabe penny ene o kasa na wan kasa ya to me can't watch because nyansa because pennyphobia or what sebio Miss Remika say omunim nyansa stuff things like that. So people just feel they should be allowed to get away with anything and everything.
No, ehia pa etimisi kwan de bia me come say Language Watch Foundation the yen church ani bia ye kan yes kasa wo hoi ne boarding kasa temi bie epon ema otimi wram enya ne se wonya kasa kro ya timi topon na wogina kire ne awpe wonya enti no say ye wo say ene we num nyina mfa ho na wo kasa se ne awpe edi atem eye wo ho se ne awpe a etimi si wo kwan wo baabi e wo abra wo behwe kra na wonim obi a okasa sos mo ye adwuma na che mo abin mu na so ne nyina se mudu baabi na mo kasa mo hwe se ne a mo kasa ne anidie anka enye se mo wonim de mo ye adwuma na che nti mfeche ne amo pe na mo ye debi. If you are skillful, if you are knowledgeable and you are brought up well, you know your culture, you know the etiquette, you know I mean, you are mindful of who you are talking to. You are mindful of where you are. You are mindful of the language, even how you should relate to people. They are very important, even in this contemporary world, in this AI 21st century world. We need all of that. And once no be kwa ejumam, senior one ne afefo be relate kwa is an issue. Ye nipa o ha adwen ye be yi na free ho. Obi kasa obi na no kasa by heart. Ene radio so TV so ye mpanifo ni bi. Obi o kasa o ka brofo kra ne mannerism kire say we de onimade ya tete no. Owo fie nyansa o kasa hu so ka fie nyansa pa. Obi o wani akwa akire pa nanso kasa wo hwe ne kasa atimo se sebi we de sebi mpreduasan pani o kasa de onim nyansa sebi ye bedi na tem kra kakra se pani we de ase na adwemu ndo onim nyansa. So I always say that, you know, being skillful in speaking your mother tongue, your local language, doesn't mean say onim nyansa. And then radio so to be honko school nanso kasa atimo se nyansa ne nimdie mu do a ukura no eso pa. And you know, it's good we speak the mother tongue so that we learn all these etiquette, the wisdom of our forefathers. Can it no he? Ye na mama anko school so niam bia na omonim. Say kwan kro mo fa so ebu man. Kwan kro mo fa so etete mofra. Omonim de no omonim science pa o. Ene galam say ena agi yensam yi. Nanso kan no nyam sakwan yom de fa so say ne benada yenkwa afuom. Inti ye mention na home eni da hokro gen ade chi a obekọ no obenya bi asade aye ne ahope ene ye se ye nsuro hwe menko ho na me fi be menya den ene ye ne.
You know, Doc, there are those who also feel that Ghana is where it is because we have lost that.
Yes,
we have thrown away our culture, our tradition, because there's a saying say e krapen for no say yembisa wo sika yebisa wo fi. Yes, say friends say edimpa.
Yes,
sing ahunya. All those things, you know. Yeah, catch us say I'll better cry in a Range Rover than you know. Say no sika any fame and no here more than say the name that we carry, the family, the identity. We are losing that. Do you think that is also affecting us as a nation, even as we wrap up the Ghana month?
Yes, it is really affecting us, and sometimes it feels so sad and disheartening to see. You know, some of us who have studied culture and know the importance of some aspect. We all have negative and positive aspects, and I say that culture is dynamic.
Right.
Ntedu baby a yetime sesa bim. They say, you know, puberty right.
Yeah.
Na ye say, for instance, na emma abaya no mpriwanyi nsan.
Yeah.
And teenage pregnancy. That's what to say. Into the, you know, there are ways that we could have modernized some of them to suit today, so that we still practice them. Na eboyen. Esan say amamre ne fa bi no ayato egu no anka yebetimi asesam ne ye de dwuma na aboyen no ni nyina yato abum so yamamre nye ebi kra beka abosonsam eho hia nanso edi yenya ne na me kafa GDA afam now galamsey ebedu bribe. It's terrible when you go down to the villages. And I
came from a Takwa not too long ago, Western region. It's terrible.
Yeah, deformed. And those aspects are nanka a boy who ban boy acquire who buying. We should have kept them, just modernize some of them. A boy in a mebui home a buying. Say abofrano. O nyina no ni ye chere no say dimpa yesi ahunya. Nenye sika ubenya. Na ya bebu iwe nyina wo ye kasa no mo nam ka say we should have, you know, inculcate in them. And onyi ba no empanine ne kasa dimpa yesi ahunya ebia bobrapa na ye bube na ye busa ye kasa no na abebuo ni nya na osua sa ne ama no. Me master's thesis me hwe proverb used in the media and in cultural context, political context, and in palace discourse and in arbitration. Nimdie ni nyansen wo ya bebuo mu ene ya to agu no eno nko anka ye de church abofra na onyi ni nyina no ko behu sa abrabo na enye mpre ho na so ebre ne so a na aso nti nkene sika ni bre ene sakawa ye twetire ne ye pre ye ho nyina kakra ne behu se eye nkakra abrabo ye bone nkakra na ebre ne so a ubenya ode won nti na ye nuane nso a ye di se ne bema ene yare bebre ye se ho ahwani mempese mebo nuane ne bidi na so ye nuane bi kan ne watwi ne kontomre ahoden wom wahu watwi ni nya adoa waye ne abenkwan watwitwa saa ne ma ne nyina gu udi ni nyina ama wa hoden enye yare ene basa yi nanka yesua so ne ade bi tete ye mabun no enti no they learn to value appreciate you know our own environment
me try so na sia na make catch na menya eyi cold flu bi na awoti go say am say o me pe dokunu hu nsuo ano na makeup artist say odo tabo so wadu sabado nim da say edro that say edro pa say tabo busa wadu manu ma balo nim da say edro pa say edro pa
you know and all these things na we value appreciate edu baby kwa ni packaging and nice yet me ko ton amanone enye ska your movies say things about us but ebi also here see a bit polish and there yes
ebi na say ebi o ya exaggerate dodo
enya asem kotua brebo bi abonyuma bata ho enti bonyuma no na gesi ye ni e chire na ni nyina ye de ka ho ebi no ma ye kraba say niam ye kraba bebre say no you know they your mambu no they develop taste for those things into onyi no na beto na sika na kwa amanone na nke ye de hwese ya promote gobea na say
yes
boy Messi amanone kwa jama agidin no bi beba tourist attraction
and you watching
Messi yes your favorite watching you know enti nyina ya ade anka ye ni ya ebeboa yankasa nso yesikasem ne ya di raye manum they grow to appreciate it na omankasa nso ye bi ye ne kama modernize no na nka amanonefo no nso no ba beto ye de akọ na ma ye din ti niama bebre sankofa yenchi
Sankofa yenchi enti this is where I take a break. I'll be back when we come. We'll look at who she is. We find out. You know, she's told us everything she's learned, educated us. We be yeni but who is she? How was growing up for her? Where did she go to school? How does she managing all this and her family? Why? Let me say thank you to Juice Time, from the farm to the factory to the bottle to the shelf. They do it all. Thank you to Bigo Drink, Yep Cleaning Services. Thank you so much. Auntie Vera and the team, we are grateful as always. We are grateful, Mrs. Sofori Poco and the family. And of course, Zen Garden for all our natural plants. So we always breathe fresh air in the studio because we have natural plants here. We'll be back. Welcome back to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. And again, I say thank you to Kidsville, where your children's dreams come true. They come to life. You know, they're on the Spintex Road. I just sent Noble House and Easter. So many deals coming up. So many packages for you. And you know, we are in the Eid season. Monday is a holiday. Tuesday is a holiday. Go there, give your children a big treat, okay? We are also grateful to Vena Mineral Water, balanced pH level, low in sodium. I mean, it has all the minerals that you need, you know, from any good drinking water. And then, of course, they believe in giving back to society, sharing love, and of course, saving lives. We're also grateful to Amazing Grace Enterprise. She gives me the fabric for all my beautiful outfit. And this was made for me by Fred Lay's collection. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Makeup by the Global makeup product. Sigma by Maybelline, the Atmacola. My accessories, you know, gold accessories by the Boy Fashion. Beads by Tweeny Craft always. And then, of course, who else do I have to thank? Everybody who put, my hair. Yes, my hair. By Avia Hair Collection. Thank you so much. And Dogs Makeup by Pensy Beauty Hub. We are grateful to everybody. Doc.
Yes,
PhD baby, no, what to say?
Nyame adom ne ho ye.
Hey!
Ohima wiafiwa.
Ohima wiafiwa. But we need you. It's now when you now your PhD.
Mesinya some ketewa o. Oh dear. Eso be hu. Ne godmother ne hu. From a distance.
Oh, sir.
Me won't be a
my beautiful Ohima. But it must have been tough, right?
Very, very. Has been very challenging. Where sometimes you feel like, hey, then I'm doing okay. Yeah. You know, but my supervisor, Prof. Jekum, I remember only Prof. Yanka, then Prof. Anidoho, anytime they be a mechanism or by no crying share. Anytime, you know, I meet them, they kept encouraging me that it is well. Once you've started, you'll finish. It is rewarding. And I remember Prof. Jekum, whom I said, hey, Chua, in whom and my house, I say, hey, Chua, I'll be quiet now, son is saying, crano. Little did I know that, you know, he could foresee how big, let me say, how big it was.
Right.
Yeah, because they kept saying that because it is the first of its kind, they wanted the standard to be like that of English and more.
Right.
Yes, so I was challenged to do a work that was very standard in both Ghanaian standard. This contest we can use local standard. Ghanaian standard and international standard. Yes.
I'll just ask you. I mean, as well, so what kind of woman are you? Not that you know somebody who has done a doctorate in tree. And see that, but you decided, said, we call your doctorate in tree.
I still can't fathom it. How I even took the decision to do that. At a point, I was thinking, I should stop. Because literature was challenging. You know, translation alone, it's somebody's PhD.
Yes.
And then you are doing this, most of the books in English. And you have to do translation, even foreign concepts, you have to translate them into local concept. How you have to do the terms, the nativization or localization, how you have to bring foreign concept. You say me any ideas near ideas with the ba yankasi krum kasam. It was very challenging. And before I continue, after this I broke down for 3 good years between life and death. Yeah, I recovered just a couple of years, I think 2 years ago. Yeah.
After the doctorate?
Yeah, after this very doctorate. Yeah, and this is the first time I'm saying it here. Yeah, I broke down after. Because it wasn't easy. I was teaching at the same time at University of Education.
Right.
At a point became the head of department. Taking care of home. I had about 2 months. Little girl taking care of her. I was commuting Accra, Ejumakon. You know, it wasn't that easy, but I was still determined through it all to juggle and get it executed at the standard level. And concept that you have to translate. And if I say methodology, for instance, there be a for yes, methodology, literature review, theoretical framework. You had to sit down and crack into literature review. Jumedie says will be pensem theoretical framework. Jumedie no fapim. Because that's the framework that, you know, you base on and do your discussion so that you make us all the while being eka. Yeah, until enone jumedie no fapim. Into methodology akwanchre, jumedie no akwanchre. Enye akwanchre make say
I don't say wakomala do na ma akwanchre na ye friend say bi. Juju woni ama akwanchre there bi.
We the jumedie no akwanchre. Senia obeji data. The data collection is some and some, you know, data no was from radio, TV, discussion program, news, morning show, programs that they discuss issues that are sensitive and delicate. Send your mokano. Say na jodie no obada na. Say ye kana nsem bi e fa nipa ho akwa ho say ye to sebi ne ade a ye ka ye nka. Sabre na ye say ye beka. Ni moma no pa no morning show no. Say asem bi wo mu na nsamfo kra na ese wo kan kwan be na abefa so aka no. News is news. Nti no se no se wo ka news na nsem bi o ma ese ye kan se ye kan ni nyina nti no saa nsem anu nia na meje na me pense mu say ye the sa principles ni di juma you know ni nsem bi a ye kan yen kan it shouldn't smack of professionalism in news presentation in program hosting. You know, are we conforming to those rules? Inti ni nya na mejeje ya me pense mu. Inti eno na efe no nsɛmwa no data collection. Inti na for menye easy. Wa adwene to da bia na ma adwene no na me. Better bia na enye wa adwene ngo a na ho nyina ahyeso na ato na ho yira. Edu bibi kra ni so teme ba me se ana nka menya ne brofo sa na me ho ana asoma me. Na wote ho na wo se wote ne na so me ya maka che me ho se me ka che mo se me nsua enya mo nimde na me di bi nso ache
so we fi say we ejuma baby your friend pay setter we ejuma GBC pay setter so you become a pay setter. Sure. And this is some of the things that me Ghana na se be yen nipa ye. Because somebody like you need to be celebrated. Because we try is sabiat to my country. Hey,
why sabiat.
You've set a pace. Yeah. Or bino because or no so yet a PhD in tree in Ghana in this and ye bibia. Just say ye be ye know your best friend and there because obia ye be done.
Yes.
But you pay the price. So now, 3 years.
Yes.
And you were broken.
Yes. It took my 79-year-old mother to sometimes walking was very difficult. My children and my family.
Wow.
It wasn't easy. Yeah. It do baby kana say my son day na. Then so na ya dey da me koma so. It has not been easy, but it is all well. And I'm glad I did it. I don't
How did you feel
it.
when finally you did document? When they presented man, Jama Professor Jokum?
Professor.
Or presented my audition was I say, congratulations. Yes. You finally got your PhD in tree.
Was so exciting. I was so happy. I asked myself, I've been able to do this. It was childhood dream, passion, but I've been able to do it. And for the first time, I was happy because my grandfather, when we began, was the first Ochiame of Akwetia. And my father, first Ankobiahene of Akwetia. And the Busiana Nsoja, Mejine ma produce first person to continue with same language culture. So I was happy for myself, happy for the family.
Akwetia ma mo train day. Yeah, but mo train day. Wo mo gbe ko ni ama o. Yeah, be fa wako. Obi be fa wako me anto si. Obi papa bi fini baby, papa bi be fa waka ya ti papa bi. Akwetia.
Me ma me fi ofun ase atwoma asante. Enti be ka se me fi ofun ase. Me papa na ya Akwetia Nkobia hene. Nanso me ma me ye nyina abusua ni nyina na papa net na Akwetia. Na me san ko school St. Rose's Akwetia ka ho. Nti ya na Akwetia ne ta fi.
Okay. Eni Akwetia ni ofun ase. Mo sempa o. Me de maka de trasa ro. Obi be fa da ko. Yo.
Wow,
wow. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy I've been able to do it. Yeah.
But how was growing up for you? You know, sika o uni wa himfi. Nsem kese na wuti.
Na meti bi pa.
How was it like?
Yeah. So and I looked at that as part of my thesis, traditional arbitration. Say obi aye bibi ni edi asem na mpanifo no. Oka ye kana na du bia na se me se metu me na ti asem ne so na biza mo say na asem ne da he na Well, onya kasa nso pena bibia kasa asem no metu me na ti asem na ba bia da din baby o ha behwe ochia me na adwanto he no asori bo say asem no mpene na omaka na adwobre o nti me say bibi wo kasa mo tumi wo ye kasa mo very 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 yeah edu baby kwa na say na nkasa bibi na ohun ne onfanfa na oye din na omo se ye kwa kobisa abrewa na mbisa say na abrewa be na we gina wa ye kobisa lo entu be omo gina ho na omo nkasa din komo asem o mbeba no so chia me ka na naka bo se na bibi ato din na me say to me wo ye kasa mu pa senia wo kasa ho nimde na otimi de di dwuma yie ebrepam bia ye pa ho nipa na kasa se na eboa papa ema ni amajo ema ni amakwani ema eboa mpuntu emrepam bia ye pa ho nipa nkasa su a ona na kasa.
So good timing.
Yes.
The appropriate place,
yes,
and the kind of person you are dealing with,
yes, and the content,
and the
of
content,
what, and the purpose of the communication, and what the very kind of reaction that you want. If you're able to handle it well, yeah, you can achieve that. It's very, very important. Yeah. Yes, but what I actually did is ethnography of communication.
Ethnography of communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cultural and political, sociocultural context, and the political context of utilizing language. Yes.
Wow. It's deeper than just saying the
more than. Yeah. Because there are theories, discourse analysis, senya ye fefe nse mu pense ansana wahuna waka. And there's one theory I used, speech act. Eno ye kasa fapem. I friend kasa nsunsanso, kasa pansunsanso, kasa boni nsunsanso, international. So yeah, na brofo ni bia befam so fa cheme academic.
And patch say the program because said this is the first time I hear kasa ya country baby also.
What we call perlocutionary and illocutionary effect of language. Ni twi mu no me hwe ye no, it's a kasa nsunsanso, so be kasa pa na edi nsunsanso pa ba, na be kasa boni nso na edi nsunsanso boni abro nti modi wen e na obefa nti ubehwe contest no bre ene biaye ne nipasuo kra ne kasa nipasuo ne timi ye rank nipa ne di bre etimi ye nipa no se oba ana se obe ma nti asem we mitimi ka a menya amane oya abofra oye pani ana abofra kra nso no ye wo asemfua bi a o ka ye nkantra abofra asem bi aka che obofra ote ase entem nti nipakuo kra ne omokasa no ejina mu ehia politics o nkwa no akaka se me sabi me ye Kristo ni nti na Kristo fo mo nto aba o yes ape wayi yifo no nso emunso afrim nti asemfo aba akopɛ me nuanom mo nto mame nti wonye muslim kra muslim fo fa unua wonye Kristo ni kra eja me nua nti eno no inclusive pronoun. So sa asemfo aba akopɛ na o ka no ayete se camaraderie o ka na o dia fa dan fu me nua bi na ya nananom nsem we nyina o ka na je se nimdie bi wo mo na boa pa o enti we nyina na je se usua na wonima ubehu bre pa odidi dwuma yesanso o ye etiquette politeness theory nti eno nso no e ka behwe speaking skills ya se ubehu wo de ona ase wani eden wo ye hehe kra na edu ba bi a ese bra wo kire opo eni enidie na ode ama nipa no isanse nipa no ye obi a nipa na enso nipa ye gugumu a edu ba bi ese wo de enidie ema na aboa
ese enidie se ne fata no
sa pepe na na ire sa pepe oba hima won fe wa biankasa.
We are wrapping up the Ghana month.
Yes.
On TSP with Gifty Auntie and next year Ramadan we say me kasa minianom e Christopher minianom your friends are Muslims but minianom
and
on the political platform to me come minianom e Christopher minianom
enkremofo we ne ba bia wo gina ne de
to make but your then e futo na wo de be giant. It's Ghana for since I Ghana for nation in team so be what the back brofo now the training kakra
yes yeah. So first of all and the last yes I will urge all parents to speak their mother tongue with their children, whether it is Ga, Hausa, Dagbani, Grune, Gadangbe, Akan, Fante, Chi, please. In our language, we find our identity, we learn about our environment, we learn about our culture, things around us, and we inculcate in them good etiquette, we inculcate in our children the need to value our own, the need to appreciate things around us. And if they do, they are going to utilize them to our benefit and to the benefit of the country. So I will urge our leaders to support financially and all of that. Enti meka say yebesre awofo yefi ase a yefi ase fifie nti ye ne ye ma no enka ye krom kasa no ne enkyere omo enum ne yamamre yamane ewo ye bibia ye bia be ma mofra na sua ombesua kasapa ombesua nananom nimdie tetenimdie ne bi na omadane mu de enede ne bi nso aka ho na amane ama atwa ye ho ahia no ye manani abeje ho ye ni aso ene ye hwa ente se kane bi a na atwam a wo ya ye sese bi den krasesem na wo ye ye kan na radio stations na boa ene kra no mrahye bedwam na edu ba bi a ye kan ye krom kasa ehye mofra ne nkran ehye ye mabu nkran enti awofo ne ye ne omonka na ema ye ma no nso ani enye ho Jume bia so besua se obeye doctor o, obeye lawyer o, obeye lecturer o, obeye business woman o, obeye den ye krom kasa na edu ba bi a eboa papa edisika bre yo memu edi ye kwa amanone ene universities outside big university Indiana University, Ohio University, Harvard ni nyina eno mu sua ye krom kasa yo ye mo mo sua beton amayen no mo agisika ko me pacho ye nyina ye mfi ase na ye nka ni ye nsua na ebeboa ya kwani asaso bebre me da se obapa
Nyame show asema kind ye no krepa omu nyina esua o ye mo esua no ma beton amayen say ye din kra symbols isia na mo ton amayen o eniema bebre wo isia ye nduane ni ye friends say ndua helps no you can say
haban
man omo ton amayen o
ha no befa ko
no ma corporation di ko no mo di amayen o nti ye kasa so ye be mo di akọ inia nyame show I know say this will not be the last time we do this. We'll do it again very soon. Nyame show pa.
O frame ye call to duty o. It's an say mo nyina mo ye nkran hye.
Me that's it. Nyame show.
Mo ni adwuma pa.
Me that's it. Oso mo ni adwuma pa.
Me that's it.
Me do ba bro no actually the tree.
Oba hima me that's it. Fanebra.
I'll be back with a bit of me. Hey you, who are you? No, I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but who are you? Who are you? What's your name? Who were you named after? Which day were you born? Not date. Day of the week were you born? What time of day? Okay, this is a bit of exaggeration. But who are you? Knowing who you are, knowing your identity as a Ghanaian, as an African, as a European, whatever, or wherever you come from, it's so important. And it's kind of impacts your life in a way that will shock you. When I got to know that my day of birth being called Efia means someone who germinates. Listen, there's nothing that you throw my way that will break me down forever. Because I have the self-belief that I will germinate. I will come out of it. When I got to know that Dansua means I'm unique, me danso. I don't let what people say to me about me being the odd one, me being this different, get to me. Because I understand that I'm unique. Identity is everything. Knowing that I'm half Fanti, half Achim. But I'm matrilineal, so I'm Fanti. Understanding the meaning of the name of the village I come from. Oh, no, it's a city. Asempenyi. Listen, it's so important. Don't let us play down or downplay our identity. It gives you power. It doesn't belittle you. Take pride in who you are, where you come from, the family you belong to, your family history. It's so important. I know I'm a Christian. I know I'm a woman with super crazy and resilient faith in God. But I know that God in his own wisdom decided that I'll be born a Ghanaian. To a mother who comes from the central region, to a father who comes from the eastern region. That I'll be raised or I'll be conceived in the Volta region, born in Chebi, or let me be specific, conceived at Aflao, born in Chebi, raised in Tema. God has a plan. Let's understand it, accept our identity, and work with it. It is that will make us stand out and excel in all that we do. I've told you, I'm a woman with super crazy and resilient faith in God. And I know that God is good. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.